Okay, this is like a talk show. You know, there's no talk shows here in New Brunswick. And that's the problem. There's issues that comes out. And you can't really talk to people. You can't question the politician. And really, everybody should have with their camera, ask questions to the politician. You don't need me. You don't need the media. You know, it's a democratic system. You don't. The secret is you don't touch the politician. You don't be in their way. You're just, you know, very polite. You know, and you don't be rude. You know, like you go to a politician, you interview them, you go, then you go bang, and then you go bang. You know, like. If you start screaming and hollering, it's not going to work. So this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to have a minister that I want to talk about transportation, the roads in this province. And you know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bang. I'm going to give you a crash course to the young students on how to interview a politician. So here we go. My God, you don't wait long. Here he comes. Boy. Hello, sir.
Hey.
How you doing? Have a seat. Have a seat here. Have a seat right here. There you go. You want to do a selfie?
Yeah.
Are you recording this conversation?
Yeah. Aren't you?
You see? Look. See? This is what they do. See, it goes both ways. You have to sit down. Go ahead. I wish I was gay, because if I was gay, I'll have more rights. Come on, squeeze in.
Oh, I see. We got to get in the system.
It's on now. Look.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's good.
So sit down, relax. There we go. See? There, the legislator. Oh, boy.
Charles, how are you?
Doing good.
Great day in New Brunswick, isn't it?
Big day. There was a lot of nurses out front. It was good.
Excitement, yeah.
This is the minister. Yes.
No.
This is the Minister of Transportation. And I think Bill Oliver.
Bill.
Come on, where do I get this Paul?
Well, there's a Paul Oliver. He's a lawyer, that far from what I am.
No, please don't focus, Charles.
We won't talk lawyers.
I gotta go to court Tuesday. You distracted me.
Sorry.
Good job.
Isn't that what a good interviewer does?
What?
Distract.
Yes, we try to. And you know, the good thing about this is there's no editing. We don't use the stuff to make you look bad.
No?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get to the chase.
That's kind of what I have to do. If I make myself look bad, then so be it, right?
That's the way it is.
Okay.
I like your leader.
You do?
He just went out front, faced the people. He's not scared of too many things.
Not afraid of anything.
That's why I asked him if he's scared of nothing. Okay, we turn around. You're the Minister of Transport.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll do that again.
Pleasure.
Kingsclair. You put the speed limit from 100 kilometers an hour to down to 70.
Right.
And it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and as I said to you earlier, it's certainly easy to do those things when it's the right thing, and I believed it was the right thing right from the start.
But it took a battle. It took a little bit of phone calls, pursuing. Why would it be 100 in the first place? That was the old
Trans-Canada Highway, so that's why it was there, and you know there wasn't any changes made. And yes, there were applications made to reduce it, and I'm not sure how many years, but when I came into the department, it was one of those issues that were brought to my attention, and so I asked the department to look at it and give me reasons why we couldn't do it if there were any, and there didn't seem to be any that justified not reducing it.
No, so. It's very good. And like I said, good work. And they said they want to put a roundabout now. That's really? What I said. Okay. A roundabout. I said, you're on your own on this one. A roundabout at Kingsclair. Okay, good luck on that one.
Well, there's roundabouts all over the place, but I don't know. It's not in our budget at the moment.
Oh, by the way, can you look into it to have the paint, the arrows, when you go in front of the gas bar?
Right.
The arrows are they're hard. You can hardly see it. Okay, and there's 2 lanes, right. One for the arrow for the gas bar, and one to go straight. And you can't really see. And then we just try to avoid.
There should be a sign up there. Is there a sign that shows A directional arrow and a straight arrow?
No, there may be, I can't answer that. But usually there's a one all
Yeah,
faded.
no, there is. Yeah,
Okay.
usually we paint one on the road.
How's our roads around New Brunswick?
Our roads in New Brunswick
How many phone calls did you
are
get?
daily or
How many bills did you get for front end being destroyed because of a pothole?
well, I don't count. I just know that there have been a lot of requests made. There are a lot of roads in the province of New Brunswick that need to be rebuilt or fixed, repaired, and that's part of my job. That's my mission, is to make sure that over the next 3 years that we have left, I'm being very optimistic that we can make a big hit on those roads.
Are the roads in worse condition this year than last year? Would you know that?
Well, I guess I only speak from my own driving experience, and it appears as if they are. You know, people told me in the spring it's a great spring for maple syrup, and it was correct, because it was cold in the evenings and warm in the day. But you know, that's the worst condition that we can experience on roads, because that freeze and thaw, potholes open up quicker and they get bigger and bigger every night. So we face some pretty tough times when we experience that. So if I was asked about whether the roads, and you have asked me if the roads are in worse shape than they have been in the past, I'd say they're every bit as bad as they've been in the past, and certainly some areas they're even worse. So we're addressing those issues as they're brought to our attention. I get letters, as you suggest, letters and phone calls all the time. Just ask me that question: when is my road going to be fixed? And so we have a priority list that we have to follow. You know, the Trans-Canada highways, prime importance, with not only just passenger traffic, but we have commercial traffic that's transferring goods all through the Maritimes that we have to address, and then we work down from there.
Don't you love this? I let you talk.
Well, I do, yeah. Most times I get question after question after question.
And we just use the bad part. We just use the bad part.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, they pick out clips here and there, so that's okay. That's their job too. So
You're doing good. Listen, those log trucks,
you know,
with connected to the clear cutting, the forestry act. There's a lot of traveling going on
right?
with those log trucks, especially at night. Could that be a cause of the roads being bad shape?
If the logging trucks are traveling on roads that aren't restricted to their, you know, if they're going above the restrictions, I should say, that are placed on those roads, then yeah, that doesn't do anything for the infrastructure, but damage it. I mean, that's why we put limits, and you know, we try to control that. I know I've talked to the public safety minister, Minister Urquhart, and I think you might have talked to him as well.
Oh, a few
You know,
times.
we have to address that issue as well. But I think for the most part, companies are very much aware of what the restrictions are, and they abide by the rules.
Have you seen those dirt roads, those super highway dirt roads that they built for clear cutting? Like the one in Boys Town or Dilltown, the one you see, or Mount Pleasant. You know where Mount Pleasant is, between St. George and Fredericton Junction?
No, I haven't traveled on that. I don't know it specifically. No.
But there's major dirt. Right, we grew up. You had a little dirt road.
Right.
And you seen a log
Yep.
truck come out
Exactly. Yep.
once in a while.
Yep.
Now it's a super dirt road highway, and they're even got a stop sign, a flashing stop sign. I mean,
We've come a long way, haven't we?
really? Oh yeah. I don't know if that's for the good or for
Well,
the
they
worse.
were like double axles back then. Now they're double trailers. Like,
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, they're hauling a lot.
Yeah,
more.
but come on, how have you been in there? I've never.
No, I've never been in there. You're talking the roads that the big logging companies
Yes.
are using. Yeah. No, I haven't been on them. I understand they built quite a highway system in there, and their bridges and everything is built right up to snuff.
You know how many? Oh yeah, bridges too. You know how many miles they built? Would you know that?
No, but I can find out.
You can find that
I
out.
think so.
Okay.
Well, in combination with my department and with Natural Resources, or ERD now they call it. Yeah.
What was the budget last year for transportation? Last year. Do you know?
Last year, or what I'm working with?
How much cutbacks did you get?
Well, on our maintenance for this year, we didn't cut back at all. We have the same dollars, but it's just how we got to spend it. And we're trying to, we have and you probably heard this before, we have what they call asset management, where we have a list of roads and their priorities and how we have to address those roads in a particular order. And we've stuck to that plan pretty closely this year. I would say we're 95, 96% within that asset management program. And unless we stick to it, we're never going to get to the point where the roads are in good shape.
Here we go.
My friend, Minister of Environment.
Show gas. Want to talk about show gas? Want to talk?
That's the guy right there to talk
Al
about
Capone, Al Capone style of government. You don't have to. When you run for mayor, you don't have to disclose who give you the donations.
We're going to take care of that too, Charlie.
Yeah, that's
on
good.
your opinion.
Yeah, we should look after that.
You should look at that. Are you going to make sure you pass a law that idiot mayor Michael O'Brien could disclose how much money? Oh, sorry, there's no editing here. Disclose how much money he's getting.
Are we stealing Bill's spotlight?
No, Bill's doing
sit on
good.
the other
No,
side
go
and
ahead.
listen?
You want to sit
You wanna
down? Go ahead. Hey, might as well continue. See, that's what I said. Open style policy. There's no
that's okay.
editing.
Welcome.
We are the government that in
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. What about that building in the back? And Mr. Irving going to buy that?
Nice hat.
I don't know. You know something?
here?
We put out a tender call to find out what private industry, private enterprise wants to suggest that could go into that building. We don't think that we have to put government dollars in when private money's out there that may find a very suitable use for that building.
You got two ministers here. Of all the ministers,
Good,
you are the one that has the most personal contact with the premier,
Am I?
because you were the executive assistant.
Okay.
And I thought you would be, when you were just executive assistant, you weren't even an MLA. And I thought you would be the deputy premier, but I was wrong.
No,
and I hate being wrong.
Well, I know, but we all hate to be wrong.
So if the person to get more money for the department is you.
Wrong. Say that again, Charles.
You're the.
Charles was
if
wrong?
you want
Did he say
money,
that?
you got money. You got the connection with the premier to get more money for the potholes and the bad roads.
You know, that's what I like about the premier. He doesn't treat me any different than he does the rest of the ministers. We all have to prove what we do and get his approval on some of the issues. And we're given a budget and we work within the budget. And it's as straightforward and simple as that.
So are we going to connect good roads to Shell Gas? Are we
Shell
starting
gas.
Shell Gas tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh, Monday.
Did you see
sorry,
something that-
Monday.
Do you want to start tomorrow? Did you?
You're saying that we're starting tomorrow?
I don't know. That's what I hear. Are you
Well, what-
starting next week?
Well, there's been a lot of confusion around that. I mean, if you listen to some members in the House, like I sit and kind of shake my head because it doesn't seem to be connected to reality. What do you think is going on?
I think that if you have start cabinet right here, I could be appointed to the cabinet and
Mediator.
the
Yeah.
mediator,
The mediator.
and you turn around, you reach a decision to lift the moratorium in Sussex, and doing without consulting with the people.
Well, do you
there's something wrong with that.
you realize that there's been a lot of discussions about actions taken in a closed room. The moratorium initially was put on by an act of cabinet. You realize that was done in the same fashion. That's the way a lot of regulations are done. They're done as an act of cabinet. What we're doing now is we came out of that room and we're talking about it.
Okay, what are you guys going to do? Are we starting Shell Gas? Yes or no?
Oh, no, you say tomorrow? No, there's
Okay.
there's
next
a lot.
week, next month.
No, Charles. What you have to understand is that what we did this week was we're talking about one step, and the moratorium is still in place. In fact, it's not even lifted on Sussex right now. It's just there was a mechanism put in place that'll allow me, as the minister or whoever the Minister of Energy of Resource Development is, to apply an exemption to that moratorium when the time comes to develop that, to return to the development of that resource.
And when is
in
that
Sussex.
time going to come?
Oh, we don't have a hard and fast time, but it ain't tomorrow and it ain't next week. I mean, there's a lot of steps that have to be done. That's why we're picking away at it a step at a time.
What they call that? Social? What they call it again? Social
license.
Yeah. To deal. Are you listening to the Chamber of Commerce, or are you going to listen
You know what I'm
to the
listening
people?
to? You know what I'm listening to? Is I'm listening to an MLA that put together a campaign that was based on a platform.
That's Bruce, huh? You're listening
The
to
member
the-
for Sussex Funding
Bruce.
St. Martin's.
Bruce
Okay.
Orchard.
So I'm listening.
Hey, yeah, that's right.
There you go.
There you go.
You're an honorary cabinet member.
Bruce.
So what
The
we're-
backbencher that has no power whatsoever.
No, well,
he feels so lonely.
No, he
no,
doesn't.
that team has. There's a voice for everybody around that table.
Go ahead.
And there was a campaign that Bruce ran very upfront, very vocally about his desire to see the return of the development of that natural resource in his area, based on a platform that was very public, to return to the development of natural resources in areas that wanted it. And the results of that election were overwhelmingly in favor, including the polls in the areas directly affected. So, I mean, I don't know what else you could...
Where are they going to put the wastewater? Did they
What's that?
they deal with that yet? The wastewater?
Well, that's you're talking about, like, when I said that what we did this week was a step.
Yeah.
Well, that's a component that's another step, and there's a variety of different them that are put together. Yeah,
But you are going to
you can rest assured that nothing will be done until full and meaningful consultation is taking place
You're
with
going to
First
have
Nations. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'll be paying attention to the wastewater.
And
piece.
yeah,
The wastewater, yeah. Where's that going to go?
Well, that's what we want to figure out, right? We got to know what's the industry
In the
best
Bay of
practice.
Fundy, the biggest toilet flush, the biggest toilet in the world, the Bay of Fundy, the title.
Do you want to put that submission in? You go right ahead.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of pieces to put together.
Well, you used to
Charlie.
You gotta have good
Where
roads.
did it used to go? To Beck or to Burt?
down Truro. Yeah, it went into Truro.
So it doesn't go there anymore. So we have to have a look at the industry's best practices and do it right. Actually, and I mean, in Alberta and all these other places, there's people making big money treating this water. Big money. So
Another
Really?
more jobs.
I didn't know that.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Because they
things
have
I
to
can
treat
learn.
it.
Yeah.
I have friends that used to live in Ormocto that worked at the water treatment plant there. They're working on the plants in Alberta now. treating water.
How we're doing with that mill, the in St. John by the Lorne?
Oh, AIM?
Yeah.
Seems to be going pretty good. Have you talked to Abel lately?
He called me a couple of days ago, and supposed to call him again.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
You happy?
Abel?
Well-
Oh, we miss him. We don't miss
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
You people should learn
You miss
about
him
Abel.
because you had so much airtime with Abel. It wasn't
Oh, I
funny.
know. Abel was good. He was straightforward. Hey, he told Dale Graham, step outside. You know, those are, I mean, you
Come outside, Dale.
Judy and Jack wouldn't do that. Jeff, oh yeah, he'll do that. Almost did that this morning. Hey, step outside. That was good.
Seem to be going pretty
Going
good. Community group now. They have a liaison committee with AIM, the company, with the community, and the port can sit on the
Is the
table.
activist, the people that's concerned,
Yep,
are they?
they're there.
They're happy.
Yep. I've spoken to Gary McDonald and Raven Blue.
Gary McDonald used to have a talk show here.
Yes, remember?
Yep.
Oh, in the old days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah. Was that
So
on
you're talking to
CFBC?
CFBC.
CFBC.
Yep.
So you're talking to them.
Yeah, he's at the table. He lives in the condos there that are across the harbor. So he's at the table on the community group port. The city is supposed to have a person there. The company's there, and my staff are there. And every month they meet now and talk about issues, communities issues. I think it's tightening up pretty good.
Okay, there's Al
Happy with
Capone,
that.
style of government that you
That
could
would be
make municipal election. You could donate as
Yeah.
much money as you want to the mayor,
Yeah.
to the candidate running for mayor. You don't have to disclose how much money or who give
Yeah.
you the donation. Is that going to be changed before the next election?
It won't be changed before May, Charles. I'll be honest with you. When they came up, when you brought it up again, I said to the Premier, I said, what did we think of this? He said, I think they should be as transparent as the rest of us are. Right? So we looked into how quick could you change the regs compared to how many people are already campaigning. Now, I don't want to give people the message that you can go and do whatever you want this year because they're going to do it. But I think in order to do the proper time, we should have it for 2024. But that's a long ways away.
How come the
We
Liberals
may not
back
even-
off?
So
That's a good question. I don't know. We should ask Brian.
Brian who? Where is he now anyway?
He sits in the back row.
He's there.
Is he still in there?
He's there every day.
But I asked the same
Not
question.
every day,
Like, what, they had already apparently pulled it. So
Did I forget? Did I
somebody
forget
must have paid
anything?
him off.
yeah, I want to get your opinion.
On what?
We're just getting
Well,
some.
opinions are like assholes. Everybody
Yeah,
has.
exactly.
We're
And I-
getting some
I'm the
information.
biggest one around.
I was going to say, like
Biggest
armpits,
blogger,
everybody's got a
biggest
couple and
asshole.
some of them stink. But so we're just getting some Angus Reid information here that puts Premier Higgs at a approval rate of 53%. But I want to get the poll that
want
matters
on
the
the
most.
ground,
I want to
Tim
hear
Martin's
from Charles Blanc. Tell us how you think we're doing.
Let's stop
Tell
this.
us-
Let's stop this thing for a minute.
Tell us,
right here.
tell us what how we think we're doing, and more importantly, where we can continue to get better. What are you thinking so far? 6 months in.
So far, so good. The Premier always said that he likes to talk. He likes
Yeah.
to talk. He wants to talk. When he was leader of the opposition, he asked the Premier, then Premier Brian Gallant, invite me in your office.
Right.
I want to talk. I want to talk. I never received one invitation. Now it's a minority government, and hopefully that he doesn't wake up one morning and didn't eat his cornflakes and call an election. Right now he's talking, And he's not, I asked him in front of the legislator if there's anything he's scared of. I don't know why they got bodyguards around him. This man is not scared of nothing. And he'll face the challenge head on. Boy, I'm not suckholding,
Yeah,
I'm not kissing
no.
ass.
Just
I'm
one
just,
honest opinion.
I'm just calling it as it is. To me,
It's a little different, isn't it?
I'm on the sidewalk, as you guys know, and I harass you guys many times.
Yeah.
And Brian Gallant, I could count in one hand the time that he went out that door on John Street.
Yeah.
The premier don't take the back door.
No.
He goes and meet the media. I like the way he does his public release, the government release press. Tells the press, well, I might call an election. Did he
right.
just call an election? So no more. So I think he's doing good.
What can we keep working on? To do?
Communication.
Okay.
And to for shale gas. But you don't want shale gas again.
To be the issue.
The only reason this province is half blue and half red, I'll be honest, David Howard, one of the best premier, I believe, honest premier we ever had, and shale gas, he would have listened to me, he'd still be premier. You should have put it in a referendum, the vote. But when they voted for him, then next thing you know, in Woodstock, the dumper truck, they said, we must fight the deficit. We must fight the deficit. It's important. So everybody said, yes, we must fight the deficit. Next thing you know, David Howard wins, gets reelected. They see the dumper truck in the back. And then they say, hey, what are those dumper trucks doing here? Well, you voted for us.
Yeah.
No. That was for those Indians in Kent County. That wasn't here. You know, that's the mentality.
Okay.
And it was the whole province. So, and here you bring it back, you're going to and the province is divided, red and blue. It was because of shale gas, and now it's language.
So what do we do with this? And I'm asking you particularly because I'm dealing with that file right now. Like when we put this together, this one regulation, I went out and I spent 20 minutes in front of all the media and the cameras and made myself available, like making ourselves available and I'm trying to tell the story about the reality of what's
You
happening.
need shale gas.
Yeah, on this regulation.
Let's face fact here. Come on. Irving Media is supporting shale gas, and Irving owns 99% of the media. You're wasting your time,
here's
then
what I need help
then
with.
they edit. Here, there's no
editing. I know. Here's what I need help with. Is we walk into the house and when I'm sitting there and I'm hearing, members from different parties saying, you've lifted the moratorium and you're going to frack all over the province and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's actually not the case. That's not what this did. So I've started to talk and say, okay, can I be clear? This is exactly what we're dealing with here.
You only got a minute to talk.
In there. But outside of there, I want to take every opportunity we can to say, okay, I'm available to explain everything that we're doing and explain the actual simplicity of it and the fact that this is like one step and there's still many to go.
People are busy these days,
Yeah.
and people don't have the patience to listen to details.
Well, people, if you put this up on the blog,
There'll be maybe 10 people. If a person is still watching this bullshit,
Yeah.
they need to get a life. They need to get a life. I mean, to stay there and watch all this, but this is very unusual. I don't think anywhere else you will see. This wasn't planned.
No.
So I mean, we're just.
No, they're taking my airtime.
They arrived.
Did you talk about the speed limit?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
That's
Right?
the
Cool,
first
eh?
time,
Gabby must be happy.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was there. I met the mother of the woman that was killed, and she was very happy. And like I said, we all worked together, and we.
Bill, you did a good job, Bill. I know. Remember Mr. Fraser was the minister, and you liked him.
Yeah.
But man, those people in Salisbury, they tried and they to get their speed limit in front of their school lowered.
Where's that?
Salisbury, wasn't it? In Sherry's area?
Well, just on Route 126.
Holy jumping.
Rogersville Road.
Just fight to the end. And this is people's lives here, right?
And let's not forget, Dominic Cardi also did a good job.
Oh yeah, Don was in on it too. So
Yeah, he was.
That's
Yeah,
kind
no,
of the success stories that happen.
Who could have predicted, huh?
this mixed bag
2
sitting
years,
around.
8 years ago.
Well, you realize that there's
Who could have predicted Blaine Higgs would be the leader of the PC party? and
Premier.
Dominic Carney.
Chief of Staff.
You realize that there's the three of us sitting around here, we're all executive assistants at one point.
Yes, what's her name again?
Sue Stoltz.
Sue Stoltz, and
Jody Carr.
Jody Carr. Got the picture in the back, and him, the biggest power man here.
So we love this. We love being able to participate.
That's why we travel close to Bill, because he's the power guy.
You're out here trying to help me now. See?
Yeah.
We got to go in.
Guess
Yeah,
what?
we gotta
I got an. Oh, I shook hand with politicians.
did?
Okay, so this once. Guess I got an invitation.
Charles.
Thank you, Bill.
Anytime.
I got an invitation for tomorrow. Guess what I'm doing?
What are you doing tomorrow?
Duck tank?
Going
They
fishing.
want, yeah.
Me
Oh,
too.
You too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want me to be dunked at tree tomorrow. So
Oh, I'll be there.
what they're going to
I'll be
do, the
there.
police will be all lined up, and they'll lift the cage up. They'll lift it. Listen, all good. Thank you.